everybody. You wanna know something funny? I just now realized we haven't done a 600k special. 600 special. So, I guess you're welcome. But, today, we will be doing What If Deku Was the Current Combatants from Record of Ragnarok, which, it's a really cool anime. I've read the manga. It's amazing. Things are about to... yeah, it's about to go down, I'm gonna say. But yeah, check it out. It's on Netflix. But, quick run-through of characters. This is Lubu. Adam, as in Adam and Eve. Shiva, the god of destruction and creation. He hasn't gone yet, but... Poseidon, Loki, and Yoichiro Sasaki. Frick. If you can remember his first name, remind me. I remember his last name being Sasaki. So, let me explain all of these characters' individual backstory. So, Lubu, if you didn't know, quick history lesson. He is a fighter. Well, he was a general from China and was considered the strongest commander out of all of China. And he committed seppuku. So, fancy term for suicide. Because he got bored. Because I also feel like that's a really good lesson. Because I feel like with Goku, if he were to ever get too strong, he would just be bored for the rest of his life. But then again, Dragon Ball has to end at some point, right? Right. But anywho. Sorry. And then Adam, as in Adam and Eve. Well, you'll get the story if you've read the Bible. But he has an ability that allows him to copy any move he sees. So yeah. And Deku will also have that ability. Hey yo, what y'all doing? But Sasaki is the history's greatest loser because he's never gotten a win under his belt. Because he would fight people so many times in his head to where he wouldn't need to fight them. Because it'd just be a bloodbath at that point. Loki, pretty, explanatory. He essentially can, change his, appearance to have the abilities of whoever he turns himself into. Poseidon, second strongest god compared to, Thor. Thor isn't on here because, I really didn't like the way how Thor was. Shiva, god of destruction and creation. This nigga has that Sukuna vibe, I'ma be honest. But, Deku, he'll look like, Lubu, except for he won't have Lubu's beard. He'll have Lubu's scars and his tattoos, and then he'll have Shiva's like wrist, the one on his wrist, and the one on Shiva's neck. So yeah, and then he'll have Poseidon's little things, arch glowy things, whatever. and then I'll have like Loki's or nah. So oh yeah, I forgot to even frick. I feel stupid because I didn't even like properly set up. Like legit, I meant to get a picture for an OC to be the ship. But yeah. Scrolling. Yeah, it's gonna be quite a minute of scrolling, buddy boys. But anywho. Let me fix my search. Yes. Anywho, may the search begin for a second time. Sheesh. Well, since we're going with how Labu's personality is, and Labu strongest time, this'll work. Yeah, this'll work perfectly. But yeah, it'll work perfectly. But yeah, and but Deku will have all of those abilities, and then for Sasaki, the ability that he gets from Sasaki will be Sasaki's ability to fight people in his head multiple times within seconds to be able to predict people's movements, which that's what he did with Poseidon. Spoiler. Sorry. But anywho. And Deku, he'll have like Lubu's like little getup right here. And then, like I said, the wrist tattoos, and then the two things that are on his shoulder, well, on Poseidon's shoulders. And then like a you see how Akainu wears his captain's cloak? Yep. What is with the freaking heights in One Piece though? I'ma be honest. But yeah. The way how he wears his captain's jacket. Deku will wear a black trench coat that looks like that. Well, not trench coat, but you get what I mean. So, Deku backstory. So, Deku, Inko, she dies due to childbirth. Yeah, sad. Or nah, we going the abused route for this. It's been a minute. I need to get my feel back. Alright. So, as you all know, we going back to the only females have quirks thing. So yeah. Femme version of every character. Well, femme version of every male character. But Deku, he gets, and like Inko, she's disgusted that she had a boy. And she already abuses Hisashi. And Hazashi, he felt really, really bad about his son, not for him, but for his son, because he's gotten used to this society. But he knew that his son, he wouldn't know that if his son could take it or handle it. And he tried his best to keep Inko off of him from hurting Izuku as a child. And by child, I mean from 0 to 3 years old. So instead, she would just beat Hisashi senselessly. Constantly and constantly. And Deku would just be forced to watch as his dad would get hit with knives, metal rods, beer bottles, anything and everything that Inko could find. And Deku, from the age of 2, he knew that this world had too many flaws. That this world needed to crumble, to be dealt with. Meanwhile, in his mindscape, while Deku was 2, we see Lebu and Adam sparring. Lebu using his bare hands instead of his helpers. Because he's been learning boxing, Muay Thai, everything that he can from Adam. Because he knows that the boy will take on his looks. Oh yeah, and Deku will be able to grow the second pair of arms. Well, Shiva's second pair of arms. And Shiva, he's just floating on a pillow, talking to Poseidon. Poseidon, he's mellowed down a little. Still just like, mortals. But he gets along a lot with Lubu. Because he gets what he means. Being the strongest isn't really that fun. And Loki, he just plays tricks on people. Sasaki, he's just like running multiple calculations on everyone. If they all ever have to fight each other. Which won't happen because they're all in the same body. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a little update on what they're doing. But Deku, we skip over to him. He sees his dad get thrown onto the ground and his head bounce up. And Deku, he's just looking at his dad. And like Inko, she said, "You're lucky that I have to leave for work." Stupid males. The only thing you're good for is sex. And Deku, he crawls over to his dad. And Deku, he can already talk by now. He can speak perfectly. And he walks over to his dad, being 8 inches and 2 centimeters tall. And he says, "Dad, are you okay?" And Hisashi, knowing that he has to be strong for his son, says, "Yeah, I'm alright." And he starts coughing up blood. And he says, "Dad, you need help." And he says, "No, I'm fine." And he says, "You know, your mother's right, Izuku. Us males are only good for breeding, you know." He says, "Dad, it may be true, but don't ever say that. Not ever again." He says, "But Izuku, even if a hero were to save you, were to save me, they wouldn't care because we're males." And Deku, he says, "I understand that, but I'll become the strongest, so that way Mom won't hurt you anymore. Because I don't want you to go, Dad." And he smiles. And Hisashi is just thinking to himself, "That's what I live for. That's why I stay. My son's smile. It's what keeps me alive." He says, "Alrighty, Izuku." And he coughs up a little bit more blood. He says, "Can you go grab me the med kit?" He says, "Yeah, Dad." "Can you crawl to the couch?" He says, "Yeah." And Deku, he can lift a solid 100 pounds right now. Just 'cause. Because, you know, Deku ain't gonna be no slacker in my what ifs, you feel me? But, yeah. Also, comment down below and tell me if you like my new style of videos. Seeing as I don't just rush through and make them overpowered, okay? But if you guys want me to rush through, make him overpowered as fuck, who knows what, then comment down below and tell me that you miss my old video style, or tell me to keep this up. It's up to you guys. My friggin' nose. Frick. And Adam, he's just looking, and all of them can project themselves as if they were ghosts, and nobody can see them. I mean, they can make themselves seen, but only to Izuku. But they won't do it until they feel the time is right. Cough, cough. Soon enough. But, Adam, he speaks up and he says, "It's such a pity that my children are acting like this." And Shiva, he says, "It's a good thing you mortals won. Because if I had known that this was going to happen 1,000,000 years ago, then I would have killed you all myself the second that damn Valkyrie proposed." And everybody, all the other gods, they died I'm just going to say somehow they died. They didn't have any heirs, kids, nothing. These were the only gods that survived, and they were put back into the reincarnation cycle. But, Deku, he goes and sorry, but he goes and grabs the med kit for Hisashi, and he goes and patches up his dad's wounds. And Hisashi, he has a rib sticking out, a bunch of bruises, stuff. And sorry if the picture of Shiva is blurry. I don't know why his is, but everybody else's is just perfectly fine. And Poseidon, he's just looking, and he says, this kid, no matter what it is, he keeps his emotions in check. He makes sure that the one that he cares about, his father, is fine. He does everything in his power to make sure that his father is okay.
Did you look all the way around the bed?
This child intrigues me.
I see one in here in the bathroom.
And Loki, he says, yeah, kid's pretty interesting. It's really, really weird, if you ask me, how he keeps everything in check. I'm surprised the kid hasn't gone AWOL. And Sasaki, he says, well, he must get his patience from me. And Lubu, he pipes up and he says, you do realize I was a general for China, correct? And they're like, whatever. He's just like, keep in mind, I'm the strongest person here besides Adam. And they're like, yeah. But Deku, he says, hey Dad, what do you want to eat? And he says, no. Izuku, I can't have you playing with fire. He says, I was just going to throw some hot dogs in the microwave and cook some macaroni. He's like, hot dogs and macaroni. Sounds amazing, little gourmet chef. He's like, and Deku, he laughs a little. He says, if only it were just me and you, Dad. We'd have the time of our lives. And Hisashi, he says, yeah. And so, Deku, he goes into the fridge, gets a package of hot dogs, cuts them up, and like Lubu, he's just looking at him, like standing behind him, and he's like guiding his hands. And Deku, he doesn't know that. He just feels like something is guiding him. And it's Lubu. He's like, if I had a kid, I would want him to be like him. And Inko, she's a pro hero, by the way. Her name is Telek. She's the 3rd ranked hero. And Deku, he knows, and so does Sazashi. And that's another reason why they can't ask heroes for help, because they'll take the word of the 3rd ranked hero over her husband and child. And so Deku, he finishes cooking the hot dogs and macaroni. He says, "Here, Dad." And he puts a plate down in front of Hazashi and he says, "Thank you, son." And Hazashi,
Come on. She's out here. She's out there. Come on.
alright. Bye, guys. I will do a second part. This was the first part. So, yeah. And I'm sorry that's short, but bye.